Hi, welcome to this video explaining a little bit about the volunteer opportunity we have here at PeaceGeeks for people to help edit the Markdown language that goes in our app for the province of BC. So first off, our app is called Arrival Advisor. It's free, it's multilingual, and it's currently available in BC and Manitoba. It gives newcomers information that they need to plan their settlement journey. So check it out, download it to get an idea of what the app does. So where do we get the content for the app? So the province of BC has a newcomer's guide, which is about 150 pages, and it's in a PDF. And what's amazing is it comes translated into all of these different languages. So we're very lucky to have that. But the question is, how do we get from this PDF in all of these different languages to put it into our app? Well, the answer is Markdown language. So Markdown is a lightweight markup language that you can use to add formatting elements to plain text documents. So that sounds a little complicated, but essentially you might have used it before. The most common place we see it in our day-to-day lives is on WhatsApp. So you can see this example here that when you're typing in WhatsApp and other messengers, if you put underscore on each side, it comes out as italics. If you put a star, it comes out as bold. So that's Markdown language in our everyday language. It's not very complicated. It's a really kind of easy language to translate HTML. And even if you've never used it before, it's very easy to learn. So using Markdown, we can do a lot of things like separate the content into smaller topics for our app by using spaces. We can show headers in the app, which is very important to organize the information. We can show bold or italics and show hyperlinks. So this is a bit of an example you can see. So when there's a hashtag, you type that, and then you type a space and the heading text you want, and then it comes out as heading 1. So the really big heading. Same thing, if you want to do a little bit of a smaller heading, you can do 2 hashtags, a space, whatever text you want, and it comes out this size. So this is just an example of how to use hashtags or the pound sign in Markdown language and how it comes out. So for a quick explainer about Markdown, I love the video on YouTube by Code Academy. So it's a 7-minute video called What is Markdown? I encourage you to just look it up on YouTube and get a really great short explanation about that if you need it. So back to our app. So what we start with in the very top here is an example from the PDF. It's about transportation. We take that PDF and then we run it through a script. Well, first we save it as HTML, an HTML file. We take that HTML and run it through a script our developers made, and then we get it as a Markdown file. So this is what it looks like for us in Markdown down at the bottom, how we edit it. You can see there's a hashtag and a space and then some text, and then a double hashtag and a space and then more text. So, and then we can see stars too. So we know that that is how we're editing it. And when we do that, we then put it back into the app and it looks like how you see it on the right side of the screen. So welcome to BC, transportation. So the word public transportation is in heading 1, it's the biggest. And then under that, TransLink Vancouver area is heading 2 because we put 2 hashtags. And then it becomes regular text and you can see the bullet points. And so those are what the stars turn into. So you can understand how we get it, how we edit it, and then how it comes out in our app. So the good news is, as I mentioned, we don't have to do all of this Markdown language by hand. That would take a long time. So we have an automatic web program, a script that changes the PDF to HTML to Markdown, but it's not perfect. So that's why we need help. So here's an example. After we run the script and we take our HTML and put it in Markdown, we get these Markdown files, which are not perfect. They're actually quite messy. So you can see here, public transportation has the one hashtag, but there isn't a space. Next line, there's two hashtags, but also not a space. So that won't show up correctly when we put it in the app. It will just look like a hashtag and the word. It won't look like the heading that we want it to look like. Also, this third red circle here shows that there should be a line after Vancouver area before the word TransLink, but there's no line. We need a new line there so that it won't just all run together, right? We want it to be a new paragraph of text. So the bottom example shows after I manually went through and edited it to make these changes. So they're happy faces because now there's one hashtag, a space, and then the word public transportation. And then same with double hashtag space TransLink. So that is the correct way to do it. Then I also put a new line in. And those are the sorts of fixes that we will be asking volunteers to help us make. Yeah, so the good news is it's already done in English. I did all of that. So you're actually really just comparing exactly what you see in the English to whatever language you're working in. This example here is simplified Chinese. So you can see English to the right side there. And this volunteer went through and did, okay, I'm gonna make sure that there's a hashtag, a space, and then the title, which means public transportation in that language. And so it's just exactly matching the English. And that's essentially what you're doing, going through, making sure that the language and the Markdown in that language is matching exactly what we see in English. So this is the Markdown tool that we recommend you use. So there's one called Atom, which is great. There's one called Sublime. And then you will have both up on your screen comparing side by side. So this is exactly what it will look like. This example is in Korean here. So you can see we have the chapter, we have topics, and then you can compare side by side how the English is matching exactly the Korean. So in the next video, we'll go into way more detail about all of the different changes you'll make, but this has just been a bit of an example for you to get a general idea. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.